weekends in Formula 1, let's discuss in Jargon with Jamna. This year there are 6 sprint weekends, that's China, Miami, Austria, Austin, Brazil and Qatar, and this year the sprint weekend format is a little bit different than last year. FP1 and sprint qualifying, formerly known as the sprint shootout, is on Friday. Sprint qualifying is just a shorter qualifying session with SQ1, SQ2 and SQ3 being 12, 10 and 8 minutes long. For SQ1 and SQ2, teams are mandated to use a new set of medium tyres. For SQ3 they have to use a set of softs. Sprint qualifying sets the grid for Saturday's sprint, the 100km dash, and the top 8 get points here. 8 for the winner, and that decreases by 1 point by the time you get to that 8th driver. That is then followed by the normal qualifying session, which sets the grid for Sunday's main race. Q1, Q2, Q3 are 18, 15 and 12 minutes long. The biggest change from last year is to parc ferme regulations, where we now have 2 instead of 1, which is a good thing because previously teams were locked into one setup for the whole weekend. Cars will be in parc ferme between the sprint qualifying and the sprint, but what that does mean after the sprint is that setup changes can be made ahead of the standard normal qualifying, and teams will be locked in once again for the main race. The other change is to tyres. So for a sprint weekend we have 12 sets of dry weather tyres instead of the standard 13 we have on a normal race weekend. That's 2 hards, 4 mediums, 6 softs instead of the standard 2, 3 and 8. Having a sprint race ahead of the standard qualifying is still a big risk though. We could still see big crashes, big damages, which could pose a risk for quali. Hopefully we do not see that though. Now you know everything about